So welcome back. In step 2, we are going to form the match pair tables in such a way that if more than two of the match pairs is changing, we discard that. If the change happens in one instance, we keep that. So let's see that. So for step 2, we are forming the match pair tables based on the step 1 table or the preceding table. So step 2, step what? Step 2. Forming the match pair tables. For the binary representation, binary rep. So the first one will be for the group of zeros. So the second column will have a matched pairs, and then we have the third column form a binary representation in terms of the four variables a, b, c, and d. So let's see how that is being done. Remember, in the first instance, we've listed out all the match pairs that will be in when we compare 0 with 1 group, and then we compare 1 and the 2 group, 2, 3, and then 3 and 4. So let's see how that is being done. So in the first grouping, where we have 0 mapping with 1, we have M0, M1, and then M0 and M8. So let's see, we are comparing or matching M0 and M1. So M0 is given to be what? 0, 0, 0, and then 0. And then M1 is given to be 0, 0, 0, and then 1. So let's match the pairs and see 0 mapping with 0, 0 mapping with 0 is 0, 0. And then where you see the difference, you put a dash. So we are going to keep this because the change happens just in one instance, right? So we are going to keep this match pairs. So our first match pairs in the 0 grouping is going to be M0, M1, then the match pairs is 0, 0, 0, and then a dash, right? Yeah, this form. So that will form our first match pairs in the group of zeros. So the next one is M0, M0, M8. So we have M0, M8. Excuse me. So we have M0, M8 is given to be 0, 0, 0, and then 0. So M8 is 1, 0, 0, 0. So let's see the match pairs. So 0 with 1, you put a dash. 0 with 0, you have 0, 0 with 0, 0, 0 mapping 0 is 0. So we are keeping this because the change happened just once, right? So under the group of 0, we have the match pairs M0, M what? M8, and then the match pairs is dash 0, 0, and then what? 0, right? So the next one is the group of what? In the group of 1, where we have M1 mapping M3, right? So let's have a demarcation. So let's form our group of 1. So in the group of 1, we have M what? M1 mapping M3. This is given to be M1 is 0, 0, 0, and then 1. So it's mapping or matching M3. And M3 is given to be what? 0, 0, 1, 1, right? So let's see. This is 0, 0, 0, 0. You put a dash, 0, 1, and then 1. So we are keeping this 2 because the change happens just one instance. M1, M3. The match pairs is 0, 0, dash, and then 1, right? So let's see the next match pairs in the group of 1. We have what? M1, M9. M1, M9. So M1 is given to be what? 0, 0, 0, and then 1. So M9 is given to be what? 1, 0, 0, and then 1. So let's see the match pairs. 0 mapping 1. So you put a dash, 0, 0, and then 1. So the next match pairs in the group of 1s is M1, M what? M9. Then we have a dash, 0, 0, and then 1, right? So let's see the next one, another group of 1, which is M8, M3, excuse me, M8, M3, excuse me. M8 is given to be 1, 0, 0, and then 0. Matching M3, M3 is 0, 0, 1, 1. So if you look at this, you can see more than one of these changing. This, this. So in this case, we are not keeping this. We are discarding, excuse me, we are discarding this because more than one of those instances are changing, right? So the next one is M8, excuse me, excuse me, M8, M9. So let's see M8, M9, which is this, excuse me. M8 is 1, 0, 0, and then 0. So M9 is what? 1, 0, 0, excuse me, and then 1, right? So 1 mapping with 1 is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 0, 1. You put a dash. So we are keeping this because the change happened just an instance, right? So M8, M9. The match pairs is 1, 0. Sorry, binary representation. 1, 0, 0, and then dash. So we're done with the groups of 1. So next is group of what? 2, right? the group of twos. So let's see how that is done. Next group of twos. So group of twos where we have M3, M7. So M3, M7. So M3 is given to be what? Excuse me. 0, 0, 1, 1. So it's mapping M7. M7 is given to be 0, 1, 1, 1. So we have 0, 0, which is 0, 0, 1 dash 1, 1 is 1, 1, 1 is 1. So we are keeping this match pairs M3, M7, M3, M7. And then the match pairs is what? The binary representation 0 dash 1, 1. So let's see the next one under a group of 2, which is what? M3, M11. So we are looking at M3, M11. So let's see the match pairs. M3 is given to be 0, 0, 1, 1. M11, which is 1, 0, 1, 1. So let's see the match pairs. 0, 1, put a dash. 0 with 0, 0, 1, 1, you put 1, 1. So the next match pairs is M3, M what? M11. M11, and the match pairs is given to be dash 0, 1, 1. Right? So the next one is M9, M7. So let's quickly look at that. Excuse me. M9, M7. So M9, M7. So let's form the match pairs. Excuse me. M9, which is 1, 0, 0, 1. M7 is given to be 0, 1, 1, 1. Right? So we can see is we have more than one of that changing, right? With this. So this will be what? M9, M7 will be discarded. So let's see M9, M11, M9, M11, M9, M11 is M9, 1, 0, 0, 1. M11 is given to be 1, 0, 1, 1. So 1 mapping 1, we have 1. Excuse me. This is 0, this is dash, and 1. So we have another match pairs 2, which is M9, M11. So M9, M11. the binary representation is 1, 0, dash, then 1. 1, 0, dash 1, right? So that is it for the group of 2. So next is the match pairs for the group of what? Group of 3. Group 3 rather, right? So for group 3, we have M7, M15, M7, M15, M7, M15. So let's see how that's done. For group of 3, we have M7 mapping M15, right? Excuse me. So M7 is given to be 0, 1, 1, and then M15 is 1, 1, 1, and then 1, right? So 0 with 1, you put a dash, so you have 1, 1, 1. So our first match pairs for the group of 3 is M7, M7, M15, M7, M15. And then the match pairs is dash, 1, 1, and then 1, right? So the next one is M11, M15, M11, M15, M11, M15. Let's see that. M11, M15, M11, M15. So M11 is given to be 1, 0, 1, 1. And the M15 is 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's see the match pairs. 1 mapping with 1, you have 1, 0, 1, you have a dash, 1, 1. So the next match pairs in group 3, we have, excuse me, M11, M15, right? M15, the match pairs is 1, dash, 1, 1. Excuse me, right? So that is for step 2. So there's going to be another table for step 3. So this will continue until you have the match pairs changing more than once, right? So you continue with step 2, step 3, uh, until you have the match pairs, right, changing more than once. So if in the preceding, if in the next steps, you have the match pairs changing in more than one instance, you discard that, right? So in step 3, based on step 2, we are still going to form the match pairs, right? Based on step 2. So let's have our table, first group. Excuse me. So we have our group. we have a match pairs, we have a bin rep in terms of A, B, C, what? D. So our first grouping, group of zeros, we are going to match. So we are going to match 0 with 1, and then 1 with 2, and then 2 with 3, right? And keep those ones that the changes happen just in an instance, and then we discard those ones that the change happens more than once. So let's see how that can be done. So under for 0, mapping 1, let's bring out all the possible combinations. Excuse me. Excuse me. So for 0, mapping 1, right? All the possible combination is what? M naught, M1 is going to map what? M1, M what? M3, right? So the next one is going to be what? M naught, M1, and then M1, excuse me, M9. So the next mapping will be M naught, M1, right? Then M8, M9. So the next one is going to be M8, sorry, M naught, M naught, M8, M1, M3, and then M naught, M naught, M8, M1, M9, right? And then we have M naught, M8, M naught, M8, mapping M8, M9, so that you have 6 possible combination, right? And then when you map 1 versus 2, right? You have M1, M3, M1, M3 is going to map M3, M1, M1, M3, 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 M7, right? Excuse me. So we are going to have M1, M3, mapping M3, M11, M1, M1, M3, mapping M9, M11, right? So the next one will be M1, M1, M9 with M3, M7, right? So M1, M9, M3, M7. Similarly, we have M1, M1, M9, M3, M11, right? So you have M1, M9, M9, M11. Excuse me. And then the last one, M8, M9, excuse me, M8, M9, M3, M7, M8, M9, M8, M9, excuse me, mapping M3, M11, and M8, M9, mapping M9, M11. So that when you multiply the three entries by the in one and then the three entries in two, you end up with 9 possible combinations, right? And then for the group mapping 2 with 3, we have so let's bring out the possible mappings for the group 2 mapping 3. So 2 mapping 3, we have M3, M7, M3, M7, and then M what? M7, M15. And then the next one is M3, M3, M7, M11, M15, M15. And then the next one in the grouping is M3, M3, M11, M7, M what? 15, right? So M3, M11, and then M11, M15. The next pairs is M9, M11, M11, M9, M11, mapping M7, M15, right? And then M9, M11, mapping M11, M15. 6 possible combinations, 3 times 2, right? So these are all the possible combination to enable you, have the table in step 3, right? To enable you have the table in step 3. So if you do the match pairs, if you do the match pairing for the groups in terms of group 0, then group 1 and group 2, you will see that for group 0, we are going to keep, we are keeping the following for the groupings as far as group 3 is concerned. So under the group of 0, if you do the match pairings, we are going to keep M0, M1, M0, M1, and then M8, M9, right? And then the binary combination is dash 0, 0, and then dash, right? So the next one we are going to keep under the group of 0 is M0, M0, M8, M1, M9, and then the binary combination is dash 0, 0, dash, right? So these are the only ones we are keeping as far as the group 0 is concerned. So M0, M1, right? And then M8, M9, and then M0, M8, M1, M9 for group of zeros, right? So under the group of 1, if you do the pairing, what we are keeping is M1, M1, M3, and then M9, M11. And the binary combination is dash 0, dash 1, right? Similarly, we have what we are keeping in that group of 1 is M1, M9, M3, M11, right? And then the binary representation is dash 0, dash then 1. That is for group 1. And then for the last group, which is group of 2, based on our mapping, so group of 2, excuse me. So for the pairing, if you do the pairing, you are going to keep M3, M7, and then M11, M what? 15, right? That the binary representation is dash, dash, 1, 1. The next pairs you are going to keep, if you do the matching, is M3, M11, M7, and then what? M15. Excuse me, M15. And then the binary representation is dash, dash, 1, 1. Right? So if you do that, these are the match pairs you are going to keep. In the next class, we are going to see how the solution, we are going to see how to simplify this by looking at the prime implicant and then the essential prime implicant, right? So this will involve forming the prime implicant and then the essential prime implicant table so that we can have our simplified expression. See you in the next class.